Hey guys, welcome to the We Ask, We Learn show. I'm here with Mamson from Serial Steppers and Wanted Posse. He's one of my favorite house dancers. We're here in Black Sea Dance Camp. I've just been to his workshops today. He's such an amazing dancer. He doesn't just teach you foundation. He makes sure that you dance your foundation and keeps you bouncing. Yeah. Through all the foundation, the routine, and whatever he's doing in his class. I'm just gonna let him talk a little bit about himself, and then we're gonna go to the questions.
So hello, my name is Mamson from France, Paris, Noisiel 77. So yeah, I represent Wanted Posse, Serial Steppers. My specialty is house. I start with breaking. I do hip hop too. So yeah, this is where I am.
Would you say that breaking was helped you a lot with what you're doing in house dance?
Yes, about floor walks, floor move. Yes, helped me a lot. Yeah, the contact with the floor. Yeah.
And one more thing that I wanted to ask you: do you think that any style can help you in your style of your choice, your specialty, or are there like styles that are compatible with each other and styles that aren't compatible with each other?
For me, it's very important to if you have, like many styles in your dance, you can mix, you can put in your own dance. You know, it's not, don't separate, don't try to separate. For example, you do house, you don't. For example, in my house, I mix hip hop and breaking. I have free specialty. So I just mix.
Nice.
Yeah.
And one more thing about the style that you're practicing. You said this yesterday, but I want the people to hear. You said that you said something about choosing a style if you want to go deep. Can you explain this a little bit for the people?
Yeah. For example, I choose house because I love it because of the music. And also because at that time I did so many competitions, but you know I lose so many times in semi-final and final because I do hip hop battle at the same time house battle, and people from my crew say, okay, you have to be focused from one style, and if you want to be very good. So at that time my feeling it was more with house, so I decided to push more with house. So I put hip hop my side, and just like, okay, go, practice. Just, it was just more, you know, for competition. Yeah, but at the same time, I keep practice my hip hop and breaking, but less than. Yes.
Because I have a lot of students who ask me, is it okay if I do dancehall in parallel to hip hop, or because I teach hip hop, or is it okay if I do breaking? I say, you know, for me it's not that you can't choose. You can do 10 different styles, but it's just like you want to go from here to Kansas,
yeah,
and you can only take one car at a time. So if you want to take 3 cars,
yeah,
if you want to go to the middle, then you have to go back, take the second one.
Yeah,
if you just go one, you go straight to the destination.
Yeah, I understood. Yeah, that's why I would love to be a master in house. That's why I push more.
Yeah, because it takes more time if you want to develop. You have to split your time between all the things. We all have 24 hours, so we need to split it wisely.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
That's why.
So you said, can you say, or you said that if you hadn't chose just one, you said that you wouldn't be able to get to this level in competitions.
Yeah.
Because again, it's the problem that people can't decide.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I understand. It was my feeling. Just because people from our crew just give me advice, okay, if you want to be good for one category, you have to push more. I just follow them, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. And they're right, because if I just stay like, okay, half hip-hop, half house, I'll never be here, you know. So.
Yes, true. Okay, so I want to get straight to the questions because I really love these questions, and I think it would be very interesting to hear your opinion on them.
Yeah.
I chose 4 of them. The first one is how can you develop your freestyle on on the style that you're practicing?
Wow, interesting question. There is so many things, so many. I develop my style, you know. For example, I have one basic step, and I can develop with maybe level, direction. This is one. I can develop with musicality. So you have the same step, but with play with music, you know. And you can also with energy, like a strong, smooth, you know.
Yes, yes.
Yes. And you can develop also like I mean, like how to explain in English? How to explain? Like it's not like oh, I don't know how to explain it. Really,
It's okay.
But there is too many things to develop. It's depend of what you really want to do, you know, and also without this, it's like just like you know, for example, I learned some different dance, you know, like pansula, like
yes.
now I try to learn tap dance, so I try to mix with my dance, even if it's not like a good pansula or good tap dance. I try to mix with my dance, so they help me a lot to have like a variation, different energy, like different way to dance.
Yeah. I understand. Because I have a freestyle class in my town, and I've been teaching this stuff even before I knew how to teach freestyle exactly, because like 9 years ago when I started teaching freestyle hip hop, I didn't know I knew how to train, because I went through a lot of workshops and took a lot of advices and concepts and ideas, but when I first started teaching them, I didn't know exactly what to do. But through time and getting feedback from the people, I started to understand that there's like you can separate a lot of things and work on really specific. Like for example, I have a system. It's I have 5 pillars. It's vocabulary, musicality, space, character, and continuity. So basically, vocabulary is everything that's about the foundation, and then how to play with the foundation, not just put steps together, because the first thing that students do when you're teaching the foundation, they just put pieces together with nothing behind. So after they learn the step, then they familiarize themselves with the steps, and then actually taking time with the step. Oh, it's not that fast now that I practice it more. Then with the musicality, not just hitting the music, but actually dancing with the whole body, different parts of the body, not interrupting your dance to go to a specific sound and stuff like that.
I agree.
Then with space is exactly what you said, with the front, back, left, right, up, down. Character is basically adding your personal flavor, but always making sure that what you do what the music is telling you. But because there are a lot of people who they either don't listen to the lyrics at all, and they just do moves, but the MC is not doing the same, you know?
There is no connection.
Exactly. I mean, they understand the genre of the music, but they're not actually taking time to understand what the MC is actually talking about. And for us Europeans, it's even harder, because for them it's their language and it's easy for them, but for us we need to take time and really study. Like
to study, but like, sometimes maybe you don't understand, just listen to the music and try to follow the music, even if you don't understand this, because you know in France it's like this, and I know I don't understand what people are saying before, so I just try to understand the instrumental and try to play. So when you play with music, it not mean like you have to follow and do exactly the same, but also the feeling, you know, because there is a feeling in the music, each music. So it's like you can follow the music, to be on music, and the music.
Yes.
In the music, you know?
That's why, because when I first started teaching musicality, I saw that the first reaction from the students was to actually hit it all the time. And then I went to workshops. I went to your workshop. I went to Yuxon's workshop. I went to Ijo's workshop, and it's a whole new other level, because it's on beat, of course. It's with the instrument, but it's inside, and that's very hard to do. It's very hard to do.
Just feel, just
it's very hard to do.
But as dancer, you know, if you love dance, you have to love music. And if, for example, you just dance in the class, but when you go home or where you work, you never listen to music, you know, it's weird, you know. So after my class, I listen to the music, whatever. It's not only house, it's hip-hop, it's any style, you know, but you have to understand the music every day, all day. You have to feel the music. Even if you don't dance, you have to listen to the music, and
And would you say that, parallel to this question, I mean, adding to this question, do you think that, because again, I get a lot of questions like this from my students, like, do you think that learning the history of that specific style helps you with your freestyle and actually letting go? Because it's like, it's a different, when you actually connect the dots, you know, like, it gives you a different feeling. And when you, like for example, house isn't my main style, but I watch, I mean, I used to do it before, and I watch you guys on competitions and when you do workshops. It's very interesting because you change your footwork accordingly to the genre of house which is playing, and that's why I tell them it's important to do that, because you will understand the meaning behind each genre, and each genre has its own flavor, has its own vibe, has its own.
You know, for example, you know, when you start to dance, when you learn, I mean, breaking or house, or you don't, to be honest, you don't care about history. You just want to learn. You just want to dance, and that's it. After this, when you want to be like a master, you want to know about history, about where from these steps, these basics, and you want to be like very good. So at the beginning, you don't care. You just want to dance. You have some basics, but you don't do very well. You just move. But more you dance, and more you're gonna interesting about this dance, this culture. So you have some question of to OGs, or you talk with people, and more you talk, more you share, and more you learn. So after this, your dance is gonna change, but it's gonna be more better. And house teacher, you have to give the right, you know, the right way, the right things. So that's why it's really important to. At the beginning, we don't care, but after this, more years after years, you're gonna be like clear.
Okay, we're gonna go to the second question, and the second question is, what is musicality for you?
Musicality for me,
because this is a very controversial subject in our community. So,
musicality is play with music. You have to show that. For example, if you dance, if you play with instrumental, I have to understand that you play with this, you know? It's like, and for example, many people surprise me because I hear some music at the moment, and when they dance, I say, oh, I didn't know there is this instrumental in the music. For me, this is musicality, to play with instrumental and, just to be connected, you know? And there is to be on beat and musicality. For me, it's different things. For example, you dance, but you don't follow the musicality, but you're on beat, boom, boom, and you create your own rhythm, you know. But musicality is, for me, is play with instrumental and just play, just play.
Because there's always been this subject about beat kill and stuff like this.
Beat kill, But you know, if you kick the beat at one. Every one. For me, it's not musicality. Musicality is really, for example, if there is some special rhythm, I don't know, like pam pam patum pam pam pata pata pum. You have to do the same with your body. This is musicality. It's not like you dance and you wait like, and that's it. You know, you have to take risk. Even if you never do, you have to try, you know. This is for me
Yes.
dance. You have to dance at the moment. So, yeah, musicality is just like if someone play, maybe if someone play djembe or I don't know, violent, or you have to try to follow, you know.
Yes.
For me, this is.
Because I always, again, when I started training, it was very difficult for me to, well, not to hear the instrument, but it was difficult for me to keep the flow of the movement and actually hit those instruments. So when I at the beginning when I started teaching, it was like just going into it's Fruity Loops. I don't know if it's a program for beat making.
Yeah.
And I had to show the students because they had problems with hearing different like hi-hats and snares and stuff like that. So I did the program and used all the instruments separately so they can hear them, because if they hear it separately, it would be easier for them to hear on the music. And then after this, I went like go 1/8 on the count, and then 1/8 just on the snares. 1/8 back on the count, 1/8 just on the kicks, 1/8 back, and 1/8 just on the hi-hats and stuff like that. But then the problem was that the people were too attentive with the instruments, and they weren't listening to the whole thing. So so the first one was I can hear it. Then the second problem was after I can hear it, okay, check. Then the second problem is I can hear it, but I'm losing focus with the music because I'm concentrated on that specific. So don't follow the carrot.
I understand. But you know, when you do freestyle, it's not like you have to follow, for example, this instrumental for 1/8. After this, you have to change. You have to change. We can do like 1, 2, and switch, and play with another instrumental. You stay maybe 3 times and switch. You can do whatever you want. It's not like you have to do this, after this, after this. You're free. It's just like, okay, I want to show you something with my dance, and bam, bam, bam. You can.
This was an exercise just to make sure that they can step on that, because there are a lot of people who have, especially the beginners, who have problem with stepping on the end, because they're used to 1, 2, 3, but even when they're bouncing, they're doing and 1, and 2, and 3. But for them it was complicated to go on the end. So when I did on the beat and different instrument, what I actually was doing was making them obligate them actually to stay on that specific rhythm without giving them the information that you have to stay on this rhythm. So it was more to change the rhythm. So. And then the third problem was listening to the music and staying inside of the movement while doing that. That was the big one at the end.
I understood. But for this, you have to practice. At the beginning, it's not easy, to be honest. But more you do that, and more it's gonna be okay, like simple.
Yes. Okay, we move on to the third one. For you, what's your favorite house dancer? And for me, it was what's my favorite hip hop dancer?
Okay, for me, you know, to be honest, people from my crew helped me a lot. Like, I mean, Yuxon, Babson, and Axon too, you know, from Wanted Posse. They helped me a lot. They talk to me, they explain me about what is house. Because, you know, I discovered house with Bruce Ikanji. Do you know him?
Yeah, of course.
And he talked to me about house. Oh, new dance coming in France is house dance. So he showed me some steps.
What year was this?
It was 99.
Why?
Yeah, 99. And he showed me some steps. And at that time I was b-boy, you know. But okay, I did it. I do it. I do some routines. And after this, I stay in my breaking, you know. And when I entered to the crew, Wanted Posse, I do many routines with Yuxon and Babson, and we do many routines for showcase. So I take some routines, I practice myself to myself. Okay, so I know this routine, so I can do something with this. I practice a lot in my city. And one day, Yuxon and Babson talked to me, say, okay, you're good, but now it's time to go to the club. At that time, there is no house battle. So the first time when I go to the club, I said, okay, now I understand. And I never stopped to go to the club. Every day, every Friday, I go to the club and dance, because I understand what is house dance really.
Yes.
It's not only practice in the street, but in the club. After that, my mind changed, So, yeah. So this is how I discover house. And what is the question?
What's your favorite house dance?
Yeah. So, yeah.
You have to choose one.
Yeah, I have to choose one. But as I told you, Yuxon Babson helped me a lot because I saw them a lot. Yuxon and Babson, there is different musicality. I say, okay, I want to be like them, but differently. Yeah. But to be honest, I don't have like a favorite house dancer, my best house dancer. It's just like I just follow my big bro, and I practice because if I'm like this, because I practice a lot with Haxon. So we do like many freestyle, like more than 2 hours, like exchange
Nice.
every day. So I understand because before this I was so shy to dance, but more you do freestyle, more it's okay. It's like yesterday, like before yesterday, so you do many freestyle. So I felt like good because I do everyday freestyle, so it was okay for me. But to have a favorite house dancer, I love so many. I love Babson, Yuxon, Axon too, because technically he's given me a lot. And but about feeling, about all of this, I love Ijo.
Ijo,
yeah.
nice.
He's very good. Yeah.
Nice. I saw him now at Summer Dance for you. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
So crazy. Nice. For me, I have many, but I think that 2 years ago, not until today, but starting 2 years ago, I saw him before, but I didn't actually notice him. Sometimes this happens to me. People are actually really, really good, but I understand that years later.
Yeah.
Batala. I mean, he's.
Yeah.
I saw him 2 years ago at I don't even remember the competition, and at that time I didn't understand it very much. But after, he was actually one of the few people who made me understood online. I mean, just watching him dance, that if you just let go and if you don't need to kill the music, you don't need to do crazy ground moves. If you keep it simple and you just work on whatever makes you happy within that certain style. And since then to today, he's leveling up like crazy. Like I saw him now at Summer Dance
so
Forever.
Good. Yeah,
Wow.
I agree.
Yeah, and he's you can see that he's a very humble guy, and he really loves dancing. Because there are a lot of people who are just competing, and I don't have a problem with that. But for me, you can see that he loves dancing so much.
Yeah, I agree. I know him, so. Yeah,
it's really nice.
You're right.
Yes, and the last one. One piece of advice for the people who are starting out, who are beginners.
For house, you mean, or for dance?
Yeah, whichever you prefer.
Okay, so one advice. There is many advice for
the
dance.
best one you can give. I know it's a little cliche, but just for the fun of the show.
Be yourself.
Nice.
Yeah, be yourself.
Can you explain more for the people that are starting out? Because it's
when I say be yourself, because when you start to dance, you follow some people. You love some dancer, so you do like exactly the same, because you have no more information, and maybe you really love this what he did, so you say, okay, I want to do like this. But after years, you have to find yourself. So you have information in your body, and you have to find yourself to show who you are. Yes, because if you dance again like the same person, it's like, okay, but you're not the original. Who are you? For example, we see, but if you're young, it's okay. But if you're not young, if you dance like more than 5 or 10 years, you cannot dance like this, So you have to be yourself. After this, you have to find yourself, even if it's not easy, but to be honest, it's easy to be yourself. Just, okay, do what you want and do it. That's it. Even if people don't like, you don't care. You're yourself, So this is what I did. I I was a copy of Yuxon, of Babson, of Axon, because
You trained with them a lot,
yeah.
and you saw you couldn't help but took some out of their essence.
This is a mix, you know. And after this, I said, okay, I have to be myself, because the rules in the crew is like you have to be original. You have to
Nice.
you have to be different. So if you know people from our crew, we are all different. If you see Deadson, or
Yeah.
Mamson, or Junior, or Yuxon, or Axon, you know, there is many different good dancers, you know. So
Yes.
when I see like, Axon dance or Joyson or so many people from our crew, I say, okay, I want to push more in my dance.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say, be yourself.
Because there are so many people that are copying,
Yeah.
like, and they're only copying the people that are superstars in that year or that period of time. Because
Yeah.
and but on one hand, for the beginners especially, it makes sense, because for them, when they see that specific person, when they're training, they're not only taking those steps, they're actually going inside of that person, and that makes them feel
I
more
agree.
confident. Wearing the same clothes, doing the same moves. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying that it's normal, because yeah, especially beginners, they don't have any confidence, and they look at the best dancers.
It's,
and they
it's
see them
normal
like
if
this,
you're
so-
beginners,
Yeah.
But after this, while you're not beginners, you have to stop this and to find yourself.
Yes.
Because, yeah.
Yeah. And the more you train, the more you train on your own things, the more you become original, because you're just developing whatever.
Yeah, I just try to, for me, for my side, it's like, okay, I want to, because when I dance, I say, okay, I want to be different, but also original with steps. I want to create some steps. People say, oh, I never see this. I want to surprise people.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the competition or without competition, but I want to surprise people with some moves that they never see. I say, okay, so I try something, and even if I'm here, I just try some moves, or maybe it's work, maybe it don't work, but I try. Just try.
Yes.
Yeah. And after this, when you know what you're doing, after this, try to combine with music, because everything is about music.
Yes.
Just like moves, but if you play with music, it's going to be different, and people can understand, you know,
Yes.
the connection between your dance and the music, because it's all about music.
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, because I have many people coming to the beginners class, and beginners have no problem with going to a choreography class, and it's not this or choreography or anything. It's just that it's easy to get the result after 1 hour and feel good, but when you do freestyle, you're vulnerable. It's just you can't blame it on he tripped and didn't remember too. So it's just you. But I always tell them, like, I keep reminding this to people. They're so young, and we have so much time. I'm almost 30 now, and I feel like I'm just starting. Like it's baby, like it's small baby. Because, and that's why they think that if after 3-4 years there's nothing happening for them, maybe I'm not made to do this. But there's no secret formula. There's no secret to success. You just need to try more.
Yeah.
But the first thing that I ask my students is like, what is they have problems with choosing their style. I'm like, what's the music that makes you have goosebumps the most? And that's the one, not the moves. Because when I started out, I started with popping because I liked popping so much.
Yeah.
It can catch your eye so easily. I started out with hip hop, but the music didn't move me as much as hip hop did. So for me, it was after I understand this, the music comes first. For me, it was easy to. So that's the thing. We all have time, and we need to understand that nobody has it easy. You know, like people say, yeah, but he's traveling around the world. Yeah, but you don't know his problems. You don't know he's not at his home 9 months a year. That means he sees his family less. We all see the upsides, but we don't see the downsides.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. Like I was talking to a friend. He is very rich, and he said that I said, bro, I wish I had a Ferrari just like you, because it's so nice to drive. But you don't understand. I mean, I mean, it's for me to have this big investment in something instead of this spent on something instead of investing it into something else. For me, it fucked me up because I was like, maybe I should invest it in something else. Or you don't know when I'm at the lights at the stop, people are looking at me and judging me just because I have a famous car, or when I'm parking it, I'm extra careful not to be square. So everybody sees, oh, it's good, but they don't understand the downside of everything.
Yeah.
So,
Totally agree.
but that's again what I said yesterday at the Q&A. Like, everybody looks so glamorous on social media. I was actually thinking of posting on Instagram only in my bad moments, nothing good, only in bad moments, because it's just an idea. But
yeah,
like,
but it's good. It's a good idea, really.
Because Instagram should really expose us for who we are, you know, and except the moments which makes us happy, like after a class or meeting somebody. Except this, we don't share. Of course, we don't share the bad stuff because it's not for social media. But the people on the other side, they think that it's so great. It's not so great. Everybody's life is shitty. Everybody's life is nice. So that's why, like, take your time and understand that nobody's life is awesome all the time. You all have shitty moments, and but first of all, no, actually this one, you need to stop comparing yourself to other people, because this, and especially not especially, but in all arts, I think that is the reason why it's such a bad vibe sometimes, is because they're not making sure that they're better than themselves, and they're always like this ego stuff. I mean, in competitions, I feel like I feel it. We all have this part. We just need to quiet it down a little bit, so we make place for the little bit more love and a little less more hate. Yeah. So that's it for today. Mamson, thank you so much for having me. He's one of the first house dancer I saw on YouTube when there was nothing in Romania, like 6-7 years ago. We knew nothing about, maybe 9, something like this. It was nothing, and you for house dance, and what's it, Dead Son hip hop. When I saw that, like, whoa. Yeah. So thank you so much for having me, for being here.
Really, I appreciate it.
So see you guys next time. Don't forget to send us questions. I think in 2 or 3 days I'm gonna have another guest, so don't forget to leave the questions, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.